Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Max with Lunar Replicas. Just an impromptu evening here, post Thanksgiving, and we'll just have a little Friendsgiving, just us. And if anyone cares to join, by all means. Just making sure that everything's going live and going out to all you friendly folks here. Do 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 do. Let's see. It seems to be working. My goodness gracious, it's working. How was everyone's Thanksgiving? I really hope it was nice. We decided to host this year. My wife and I had 12 people, 9 people, and some kids, and it was really cool. It was a really nice get together. Everybody kind of potlucked it, and we wound up doing uh, traditional turkey and some other things. I made a French onion soup, which was really cool. But it got me thinking about the missions that flew during Thanksgiving. Of course, International Space Station being up for 25 years, they've had Thanksgiving up many times. I believe one of the Skylab crews was up during Thanksgiving, and Apollo 12 landed right before Thanksgiving, and they wound up spending Thanksgiving in a quarantine trailer aboard the USS Hornet. So shout out to the folks at the Hornet. Um, it's just a neat kind of thing. You think about little things, get-togethers, and times you spend with each other that you know NASA and space programs around the world are constantly doing stuff, and some people miss their Thanksgiving. Um, the crews aboard, obviously aboard the space station, and of course, our military folks around the world. Uh, they are on duty during Thanksgiving as well. But of course, hopefully, they can make the people that they're with and service with are their own family as well. So there's something to be said for that. Certainly, same thing with NASA. They were very close. A lot of these crews, especially Apollo 12, they were very close knit crews. So it was neat to have them spend Thanksgiving together aboard the Hornet in the quarantine trailer. And if you believe what they did on From the Earth to the Moon, uh, cocktails floweth in that quarantine trailer. So it was quarantine from from space bugs, but not from um, not from things that make you feel good, I guess. um, so yeah, it is November 30th. It's a little bit late here, but I guess we could show you some of the stuff we're doing for our Black Friday sale. A couple of new products that have come out. This is one of them. This is the Type 1B, Type 1 Bravo. Um, it is a traditional Type 1 jacket. It has all of the trimmings of a Type 1 jacket, which is sort of the lighter color thread, the the exposed pocket zipper, of course, the little pocket stop at the top, khaki main zipper, signal flare red lining, and uh, the blue shell fabric. This one, however, we picked a lighter weight blue shell fabric, and it was off the rack. It was something we found. It was a close match, but wasn't perfect. You might not even be able to see it in camera. Well, you can kind of see it. So the original fabric, like we had completely recreated here, is sort of like this blue-gray. And it's a chameleon. It's a neat little chameleon fabric. It changes in different colors. But you see, it's within a shade. It's within a shade of itself. And these are, the lights that are in here are kind of daylight color. This is within a shade of what the original fabric was. It's a little more. It's a little more blue and a little bit lighter, but this is This was an experiment. We did about 25 of them, 26, something, maybe 30, just to see if there was sort of a lighter weight version we could do with an off the rack color. We're not going to do it again. I think it was worth a shot, and it's a neat jacket, but um, it wasn't substantially different from the ones we're already making and the fabric we're already having made. So keeping two different style fabrics on hand versus the exact replica stuff that we're doing here. This is our standard type 2 jacket. It wasn't quite worth it, but jackets turned out perfectly. They're really nice. It's kind of a budget option because the fabric is not the expensive exact custom fabric we did. And sort of on camera, or if you don't have them next to each other, you can't tell the difference. They look the same. They really only matter if you have two of them next to each other or you're intimately familiar. And even then, if you're not looking at them next to each other, you really can't tell. So we put them on a special on the website. It's just something that we decided to offer. And our jackets are normally $375, but we're doing these $250 plus shipping. It winds up being, depending where you are, it winds up being like another 10 or so bucks. And you can see in these pictures that's what we're talking about. Sort of the blue gray chameleon of the regular type 1 and type 2, the exact replica ones that we have custom made fabric for. I mean, down to the exact blend of fabric and weight and color. This one is just slightly different and lighter weight. The lining material is exactly the same. The zippers are exactly the same. The patches are exactly the same. Every other thing, every other feature of this is literally exactly the same, except for the shell fabric. So it was a neat thing that we decided to do. They wear really well. They're good for, if you're in the office or something like that. If you're in hot climate or whatever, they are a little bit lighter wear. I'm having a adult beverage here. I encourage you to as well. So what else do we have going on? Let's see. Cyber Monday, Black Friday sales. We've only announced a few of them so far. One of them is that jacket, the jacket we released, the Type 1B jacket we released recently. But we're also looking at the original Pilot sunglasses and case set. This is the first time we've done a sale on these. It is 30% off the case and sunglasses together. It winds up actually being less than if you were to just buy the sunglasses by themselves. The sunglasses by themselves are $280. The case is $29. $309 together. $216 today through next week. But get yours now because several have already been sold. So this is one of those things that it's sort of one of our flagship line items. I have one right here. We can go through it. Let's see how cool I look there. This is just one of those things that we always keep in stock. We didn't do a video, but Brandon and I went over to American Optical when we were in Chicago a few months ago, and that was an amazing visit. I took lots of pictures and stuff. We did a post about it. They are just the coolest, nicest people. Essentially a family business that is, all American made and, just really neat people. American Optical, we're doing a project with them, which we're going to announce very soon. That is not NASA related, but still historic. It's really neat. And of course, our sunglasses case. And these are based on I have an original flown one that went to the moon on Apollo 15. It's sitting in a case over here, behind armed guards, and won't be coming out tonight. Unfortunately, I don't have the stuff. But case and sunglasses for an incredible first time we've ever done this. 30% off, 216. That's less than just the glasses alone. Glasses alone are 280. They are exactly the same pair of glasses. They come with the microfiber cloth and the leatherette case, everything exactly the same configuration as they used on the Apollo program. And we have, of course, the NASA SEB serial number stamped to the side. So it's just one of those things that is super cool. We're so proud to keep having these. It was one of our first products we launched. Adam Savage helped launch these. We've done a lot of stuff with him over the years. You know, as just an awesome friend to show this stuff off. So, original Pilot sunglasses. And I'm going to keep them on because they're super cool. What's neat about these sunglasses actually is that they really haven't stopped being made since like the early 50s. American Optical has made them for the government for you know, over 70 years. They're one of those things. It's the same thing made still today. You know, there's very few things you can really point to and say that it really hasn't changed. And in fact, the only things that they've changed about these is they're better made. They're better made than they were 60 years ago. The glass that they use is better. It is now anti-reflective. You see that blue tint on the inside there, that is an anti-reflective coating. Oh wait, are the lenses different they might be. I had to replace a lens recently because it took a really hard fall while I was flying. They didn't fall out of the plane. They fell while I was doing a pre-flight of the plane. And in any case, it hit it right at the weird angle and on very, very hard concrete. And I might have kicked them as well as they were on their way down. So it's the only time I think I've only ever actually broken a lens. It was the first time in 6 or 7 years. Actually, I've probably been wearing a pair of these with glass lenses for like 10 years. And it was the first time they've ever broken like that. I've had little chips, maybe a scrape here or there, but nothing substantial. First time I've ever actually had to replace a lens. So that's saying something. They can bend, they can, you know, all sorts of things. It's the first time I've ever replaced a lens. And as such, we're now going to carry lenses and some replacement parts. So if you ever have an issue, either a warranty thing or you know, you messed up and it broke, you slammed it in a car door, whatever, we'll have some parts that are able to fix your lenses or temples or screws or whatever. Like if you want to send it back, I can do some work on it. If it is a warranty thing, we'll go back to American Optical and, you know, figure it out. Anyway, if I had it in our case, this would not have happened. Of course, our case has the plastic insert in them that tucks these very nice and securely in there. And that lives right inside the box. Our weatherproof, nice clamshell here. This is a very nice envelope. And because it's nylon, it's waterproof in a lot of ways. There they go, right there. Now this, if you'll notice here, this is the gold temple version that we do. Will that focus? No? Yes? No? Yeah, look at that. So that's the gold temple. We do some embossed gold temples as well. That is an option on the site. You can see it right here. The limited edition gold serial number where we have them sequentially numbered. This is number 161. I think we're up to 300 or something now. They are not on sale yet, but we might do it for Cyber Monday. Stay tuned. There might be a Cyber Monday sale on the gold serial number version if you guys want to do that. So that is one of our sale items. It's the first time we've ever really had that on sale significantly. Of course, you can also see the authentic tag there. And that does replicate the markings almost exactly, other than the serial number saying LR and manufactured lunar replicas 1268. That's exactly what was on, the SEB number here, 1210034-203. That was the sunglass case serial number. That's what I have over there. And I think mine is number 42 or 45 or something. We just called these all 1969. Another sale item we have going right now, this is from our friends at Concord Aerospace. We have the Apollo 11 hatch windows. These are super cool. This is an exact one-to-one replica of the hatch window within the command module. This is in the configuration of Apollo 11's command module window. And it is actually a picture frame. So you can, if you have an image that fits there, I believe it's exactly 16-inch, 16-inch circle. You can turn this into an amazing picture frame for yourself. You could even, if you had a little screen or something, you could possibly put it in there and then see things from the inside of your hatch window. This is just so well made. The back of this has the entire Rice University speech, the "We Shall Go to the Moon" speech. This is all ABS plastic and just incredibly well made. You can see here, I mean, this is all aluminum too. Like it's substantial. It weighs quite a bit. The only difference between this and the real thing are the type of screws that were used. These are not aviation screws. The aviation screws are, something ridiculous, $40 a screw or something like that. This would just make it unbelievably expensive. But other than that, this is made very, very similarly and the exact same size as the real thing. Yeah, here is the "We Shall Go to the Moon" speech. Why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. They took a couple jokes out of here, which is why does Rice play Texas? But our friends at Concord Aerospace are very, very like-minded in the arena of making things absolutely perfect. Let's see if they're doing anything for their Black Friday deal by any chance. Not yet. They are doing free shipping. Here, guys, check out Concord Aerospace if you ever get a chance. Concord Aerospace doing some really cool stuff. The dimmers and stuff like that. Like, this is an actual dimmer that you can install in your house that looks like Apollo command module hardware. Same thing with some of their other circuit breakers and panels and stuff that you can actually install in your house, which is super, super cool. And very reasonably priced. A little plug for Concord Aerospace. What else we have going for 4th of July for Black Friday? We're looking at also Type 1B is available, but we also have the survival jackets, Type 1 and Type 2 jackets on sale. They are down from $350. They're $325 right now. This is a pretty good price for these. We're out of a couple sizes of Type 2 jacket, but we should have almost all the Type 1 jackets in stock. These are the exact replica ones that we have not compromised on at all. Of course, this is our flagship line. And the survival jacket's really, really cool. Now that it's getting cold out, this is one of those things that we did an exact replica of this, a little short run of these, and they turned out really, really nicely. And here's a picture. Here's Alan Shepard wearing one in training, and of course here's a Type 2 jacket being worn in training. Was that a Type 2? You know what? This is actually, there is a Type 2 winter jacket. This is one of the Type 2 winter jackets, which was a survival jacket but with a blue shell. And we're looking at possibly doing that in the future, is doing a blue shell survival jacket, which was a historic jacket. They were just like this with the furry lining, which is incredibly warm. Like, you wouldn't believe how warm these are. And yeah, this is actually an original. This is the original. This is the lining of the original. And we matched ours really, really well, if I do say so myself. And it's incredibly warm. I have worn this outside in 40-degree weather, in 30-degree weather, with just a polo shirt or t-shirt or something underneath. They were absolutely the warmest jacket we make. So those are on sale right now for $2.99, down from $3.50. This is a very difficult project to do. The snaps, we actually had to find original snaps that matched this color. They're painted, but they were painted 40 years ago. Like, it's these, I don't know how we found these, but it matches exactly to the fabric that we needed, this orange color. What else is on sale? We have a Omega Speedmaster that's up for sale right now. This is a really nice set from around 2000, I think it was. What year was it? Yeah, about 2005. This is when this came out. New ones, if you were to go on the Omega website today, a new Speedmaster is $7,000. So, and even before they stopped selling these, they were about $4,500, $4,700 or so for one of these. So this is a really great way to get yourself a semi-vintage, lightly used, serviced, and very, very usable, authentic Omega Speedmaster for way less than the current retail price. And it is exactly what was used by NASA for years. This is the 1861 movement. This is the caliber 3570.50 movement, or caliber. This is the watch 3570.50. No frills about it. It is what I wear every day and have for over a decade. This is the Hesselite crystal, which is exactly what was used by NASA. We have these available, as well as now the Bulova Lunar Pilot. We have several of these in stock now. Finally, it has been a while. These are the ones with the vintage style dial that has no date. There's no date on this, and they use the old Bulova font. This is what it looks like with the watch band on it from us. This is the gray 210 NASA watch band style. And again, gray is kind of a loose term. They are a foliage gray. In some light they're gray, some light they look a little green. It's it is made for camouflage equipment. And this was, honest to God, this is a customer of ours a few years ago sent us this picture from 70,000 feet. This was his duty station, flying in a certain type of aircraft with a pressure suit. So this is from us on duty, Bulova Lunar Pilot. These are really hard to find sometimes. We got a good deal on several of them and put them in the store for you guys. So they're passing on the discount there. Oh, these should go back in stock actually tonight. I have several of these sitting in the shop right now, or I can make them up. The gray tape and green tape, I just got to make sure we put them back on stock. So they'll be there. Also on sale are the PT shirt and PT shorts. Great way to start your New Year's resolution. Of course, you can start running in style as though you are an astronaut. So go ahead and get your PT gear on right now. The set combined winds up being $54. down from $74. So that's a good little thing. You order them separately, just because I don't have it set up so that you can order a set. But pick your PT short, add it to cart. Pick your PT shirt, add that to cart. We go from 2 extra small all the way to 3 extra large, which winds up being short size. Same deal, 3 extra large, which is about a 42. So a nice. Oh, looks like we have. Oh, it's in centimeters. So that is. I gotta fix this. Yeah, so this is in inches. This is centimeters. I'm sorry, the graphic is actually wrong. I just realized that. Look at that. Centimeters are up to 117 centimeter waist, which winds up being about a 45-inch waist. So these are very usable for any size. So small through 3XL. That is something I'm going to fix that graphic right away. Let's see what the PT shirts, same thing, inches and centimeters, from a 38-inch chest to just over 52-inch chest, 97 centimeter, 133 centimeter, if you are using the metric system, which is superior in many ways. Also, they're not on sale right now, but we did always have some cool t-shirts up. Of course, the Christmas shirt's really neat. This is a copy of the Apollo 8. Please be informed there is a Santa Claus, with our command module being led by a pack of interstellar reindeer. Check that out. That was a fun little project. Oh, and little Rudolph at the front there. Christmas special. We might bring these. Oh, we did do a hoodie. That's right. The hoodie is really cool. This is a neat hoodie to have. And we have it in 2 colors, black and burgundy or maroon. This is a really cool little project we put together a couple years ago. And it's a neat tribute to Apollo 8. So that's in the Space T-shirts section. Also, of course, Al Warden for Congress. This is a copy of his actual congressional run in Michigan was it 1981? I think it was, 82. That's it. The 12th or Florida. I'm sorry, when he was in Florida 12th congressional district, which he did not win, but got a nice number of votes. So those are the things on sale now. Also, we are doing the 2024 calendars are discounted. Obviously, there's only 1 month left in 2024, so really they might even go down to $5 or something. Probably that's going to go down to $5 tomorrow. We should have the 25 calendars in soon. I just have to remember to place that order on Monday. What else is on sale? So you all saw that we came out with Apollo 11 and Apollo 15 crew hats. These turned out really well. Here's one right now. The Apollo 11 crew hat just looks super cool. It is absolutely exact reproduction of an original, and it comes with the pin, the Hornet Plus 3 pin, from the USS Hornet. So not only did we do the outside and all of this, but the inside of the cap is exactly the same as well. We recreated the shells of these caps. The originally company called Harvard Hat Company. Leather with a red piping. I have an original one over there. We've done videos on these before. Super cool. Very similar. The Apollo 15 crew hat. This is the astronaut style with the farts and darts, and that is what they are called. Farts and darts is the Air Force style for senior officers. Those turned out really, really well. The ship version of them just didn't have the brim detail on there, but the regular crew on the ship could wear these as well. They could buy them from the from the ship store or the Gedunk or something aboard. Mm-mm-mm. So what else should we talk about? Um, let's see. NASA crews that were up for Thanksgiving. Let's see. Skylab 2, their mission was May to June. Skylab 3, Skylab 3 was late July through, when did they land? September. And was Skylab 4? Oh, yes, Skylab 4. Skylab 4 was the crew in space during, I guess it would have been the first American crew in space during Thanksgiving. It was Jerry Carr, Ed Gibson, and Bill Pogue. And yeah, that was the first American crew in space during Thanksgiving. And Ed Gibson is still with us. Jerry Carr and Bill Pogue, unfortunately, passed away. Jerry was in 2020, I think, something like that. Bill Pogue was a number of years ago. Ed Gibson, I think, has come to Space Fest before, but I'm not sure. Anybody can comment whether or not Ed Gibson was in, has come to Space Fest. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? So, those of you who are members of Space Hipsters, which is a really neat group on Facebook and sort of around the world, Space Hipsters, Shameless Promotion Day is today. And there were several neat things that have come up. I do kind of want to plug a few friends of mine who have done some really neat things. Let's see. There's a few books that are out that I highly recommend. I might do actually like an end of year kind of favorite things like they do on Tested. I have a couple things that you guys might be interested in. Let's see. There's a book coming out by Emily Carney and Bruce McCandless's son. And I think you can pre-order it. They come out in January or February, something like that. That should be an interesting book. I think that's Starbound. Starbound is coming out. When is it coming out? Well, you can order it. You can order it. Emily Carney and Bruce McCandless III. That is orderable right now. On Amazon. And Emily did not post a link. Oh, there is a link in the comments. Let's see. Link in the comments. January 2nd. So it should come out. It should come out right after the new year. You can get it from Nebraska Press. You can also get it from Amazon.com. That is called Starbound by Emily Carney and Bruce McCandless III. University of Nebraska Press. It is right here. Starbound. $34.95. Should be an amazing look at the space program all the way from the beginning of Robert Goddard. Yeah. Oh, look! I didn't realize that this was also Nebraska Press. Nebraska Press also published *The Light of Earth*. This is a fantastic book by Francis French. It was It was Al's last book. In addition to his, he also did a children's book with Francis and with um, um, who was it? Michelle Rausch. Uh, let's see if she's got anything going on. Let's see if there's some art going on here. Oh, yes. Yeah, Black Friday original artwork. Some of these are really neat. I'm a big fan of Michelle's work. I have some of it in my office. I have an original piece right, where'd it go? Right here. This is Al's Tiki. This made it. This is the original. This is an oil painting by Michelle. This became the basis for a Al Warden style Hawaiian shirt. And if you knew Al, he wore Hawaiian shirts all the time. So it was really cool that we now have this immortalized. That Michelle created this astronaut tiki, and I'm very proud to own the original. There are prints of this available as well, but this is the original one. I'm trying to find the right place to put it in my office because I'm trying to finish out this wall here. I might be repainting this wall, so I haven't changed much here. This is a Michelle Rausch print as well. That's Al on the gantry. I have several others. There's another one over there of Al on the outside of his command module. Just incredible artist. And Space Fest was such a cool place to meet these people and see their art on display. Let's see. These are... Oh, First Flight. Oh, I see. It's a... It's Hoot Gibson. Oh, look at that. First Flight is a... Looks like it's a kid's book. As told by Hoot Gibson. And Michelle did a Hoot Gibson owl. Oh, that's so cool. I really like that. The Light of Earth, which we were talking about just a second ago, Light of Earth was really a lovely book. It's a companion to Francis and Al's other book about Apollo 15 falling to Earth, which was a lot about his NASA career. This is his life after NASA, basically. And it was it's very moving, and it's really, you know, how do you turn this inspiration you've had, this incredible gift you've had to be part of history and be a real part of it, how do you turn that into a life lived afterwards? So that's sort of impromptu selection of things that I'll be getting this year. Francis also is doing, he's a lecturer aboard cruise ships right now. And I'm seriously considering my wife and I possibly booking one of his cruises where he'll be doing lectures and local talks and things like that aboard the ship. He stays aboard the ship for weeks on end to do these lectures, and incredibly knowledgeable person. And I'm a big fan. So what are you guys looking at for the holiday season? Is there anything that you are interested in that's coming up? I know that there are a few other things that I've been looking at. Friend of mine, Anthony Kovacs, has started making bags and stuff again. So check out Kovacs Company. I think he's selling mostly through Instagram right now. There is also several memorabilia folks have started putting out some stuff. There's some really cool items for sale, like original signed pieces and stuff. If you ever go to the Space Collective, which is my friend Richard Garner's company, let's see what they have going on here. Meteorites and other kind of space related memorabilia. This stuff is super cool. They have jackets and socks. This is sort of a modern flight jacket thing. Not, not a replica of anything specific, but a neat flight jacket. Meteorites, and I think they still have some flown pieces of equipment. Yeah, these are Apollo 9 flown maps, signed pieces of Apollo 11, Roger Chaffee's Apollo 1 helmet cover. That's kind of expensive, but there's only one of them. That's the only one. Pieces of lucite encased heat shield. I mean, this is really neat. Here's checklist covers, stuff that is impossible to get, and when it's gone, it's gone. This is an opportunity to get some of this stuff, and yes, it's expensive for a lot of these, but my goodness, they're the only ones you're going to find. This is really cool. This, if you ever wanted a piece of every mission, 7 to 17, Apollo 7 to 17, this is a little desk model, and parts of each mission are in here. Apollo 7 to 17, and a lot of the time it's a piece of heat shield, or on this guy I think it's all heat shield pieces. Just so cool. Richard, if you're out there, always love your work, buddy. This is some really cool stuff. Let's see if there's any consignments here. This is sometimes I see some really cool stuff in here. Yeah. Autographed collections. Here's Bruce McCandless. This is, he was the first one to do an untethered EVA. And that famous picture that was on every single high school science classroom's wall, that was Bruce McCandless. And I think Hoot Gibson took the picture. Let's see. Who did take that picture? It's interesting. That tetherless spacewalk was supposed to happen. Gene Cernan was supposed to do it on Gemini 9, I think it was. Yeah, Gemini 9 was supposed to have the first untethered spacewalk, if I'm not mistaken. Or he did do an untethered spacewalk. He was supposed to try out that maneuvering set, and he was so exhausted that it never happened. They canceled it. He was really huffing and puffing because they didn't know that they should have had more handholds and stuff on the outside of the craft. So they changed the next couple of missions, Gemini missions, to allow for more handholds. Prior to that, they were using this maneuvering jet. It was like a rifle that had jets, and it didn't quite work that well. It could kind of push you in the right direction, but this is what they were moving towards. Obviously, was an entire sort of personal spacecraft, and this is the Bruce McCandless photo. Years later, a decade later, they tested one in Skylab. I think Skylab 2 or 3. They tested one inside the here. This was tested in Skylab as part of whether or not it actually worked, but they never did it outside. This was done inside the craft, inside the station. and yeah, AMRV, and they then used it on shuttle. And I don't think it was used very much, but yeah, the man maneuvering unit. This is the MMU. But this is type of the this is the type of stuff they tested and tested and tested and tested. But it took from Gemini 9 until through Skylab, and then until Bruce McCandless did it for live outside the craft. Um, that was really and I spelled maneuvering wrong. Look at that. It was years later, and my goodness, was that a feat? I mean, that was frightening, to do that. And Bruce McCandless did it. And you can own a signed picture. Bruce McCandless, who is no longer with us, unfortunately. But you can get a signed picture from him at the Space Collective. Cool stuff. Finding pieces of obviously the pieces of the moon that were picked up by the Apollo crews are not available to the public. It is illegal to own them. They are owned by the government or governments of other countries that they were given to them. But you can own pieces of the moon, asteroids, stuff that came off the moon and landed on Earth on its own. Let's see if there's lunar meteorites here. These are all just regular iron meteorites. It's really neat. People make watch dials from iron meteorite. It's really neat. They're really beautiful watch dials. Let's see what's on sale here. Anyway, there are pieces of the moon here, like this one, for instance, Apollo 9, Apollo 10, Apollo 12. This is a piece of meteorite that was scientifically, it was proven that it came from the moon, entered Earth's atmosphere, and burned up, and landed someplace. They have found pieces of lunar meteorite that broke off and landed on Earth. So you really are having a piece of the moon. And I have a couple of these in my office here somewhere. Super, super cool. So, uh, anything else going on here? I think it's it's going to be an interesting year. We'll see what shakes out from our election. How whichever way that goes. You're not being political or anything. It's an interesting time. We'll see if things improve or don't improve. Obviously, we hope for the best. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. Keep space alive and well, and historic racing alive and well too. That's a neat niche that we've gotten into. Obviously, we're still working on the Astrovet project. Astrovet Endeavor is going strong. We haven't had a big update in a while, but there should be some coming soon. In the next few weeks, I'll be over at County Corvette with Mike Etling and doing some updates with them. We're now on year 2 of this. It will, I think things will start picking up again very soon. And it's going to be really, really neat. It's just to see how the car has come along. The clone, having the clone look as though it is brand new, just like it does here in 1971. Oh, I see a question. I'm sorry. Question on the machete sheaths. That is so. Actually, we're working with Concord Aerospace to finish those machete sheaths. They have been slammed for quite a while, and hopefully, everything, all the pieces are in place. I have the machetes in stock. The sheath. We're talking about the machetes that were in the survival kits aboard the Apollo program. So this is from Apollo 13, but all of the Apollo missions had these sheaths and machetes. We have the machetes. They're made by the same company. They're made by Case. We've had them on our site for quite a while. If you'll notice, actually, they use a plastic grip, whereas the Apollo version, or the later Apollo versions anyway, were aluminum. This is what it was on the Gemini program, and I guess that's what Case decided to recreate, was this style. I think it'd be neat maybe in the future if we did the aluminum grip, but for now this is what we have. It is exactly the same. Let's see if there's a picture of the machete actually out of yeah, I guess this is a picture of one of them. There it is. Sawtooth or sawback. They are absolutely razor sharp. It's unbelievable when you take them out of the box. You really have to be careful. So, and they don't come with a sheath. There's nothing that these come with. It's really just supposed to live in this box, kind of. At one point, Case made a display version here. Yeah, this is from like one of the anniversaries. They made a display version years ago, but oh, this is what they did for the 50th anniversary. So this is not that long ago, but they did one like this like 20 years ago as well. Those are hard to find now. And of course, Case Cutlery is still around, and it is the same company, unless for some reason they've been bought out. Not sure, but oh, there's one at the Stafford Air and Space Museum as well. And these were part of the survival kit. This was the survival kit for the Apollo program. If they ever, for some reason, landed somewhere, in the jungle or whatever, if there was an emergency, they were severely off course, they could land somewhere in the jungle or on a deserted island or whatever. They had rafts and things they could get to somewhere if they landed in water. And needed to fend for themselves for a couple of days. I think they had enough provisions for an uncomfortable week or two. Fortunately, they never needed it. I think that the landing sites were pretty accurate. Even Apollo 13, I think, came down and they were only waiting for like an hour or so for the ship to pick them up. In this case, it was the USS Iwo Jima on 13. The Russians, I believe, had to use their survival kit once, and they came down. And the Russian survival kit actually included a gun and like a shotgun. They had this special shotgun gun combination thing. It was for, they did land landings. They landed in Kazakhstan, or they still do. One of the Soyuz missions in the 70s or 80s, something landed in a mountain range, and it took 5 or so days or something for them to get picked up. Um, Mountaineers had to come pick them up, so they legitimately had to use their survival kit. Well, I think it's the only time that's happened. But if you happen to need a survival kit, we do have the machetes. We should have the sheaths, hopefully soon. I don't know. That's been a long-term project. It's been ready to go for a while. It's kind of back burner between doing jackets and a couple of other projects and some film work and stuff. It's just been kind of unfortunately at the bottom of the list. Amazing history though. Really cool stuff. Oh, here's one. Here's a good picture of one. Here is a great picture of one right here. Where is this? On Knife Magazine, they talk about the different knives. Yeah, look at that. This is probably from, yeah, this is aboard the USS Hornet. This is an Apollo 11 one. And yeah, I mean, you can see how close. It's exactly the same blade profile that Case is still making. Again, without the aluminum handle, but and our sheaths are going to look exactly like this. You can see our version is right here in flight gear. We have it kind of at the bottom. Here we go. There's the sheath. And no kidding, I mean, ours is really good. It just hasn't come out yet. There is one thing we changed, which was sandwiching polycarbonate between these holes were open on the original one, and you can just imagine a finger going in there, and you close this, and you put the sheath down, and that's the end of that finger. We really wanted to make sure that it was a little bit safer. So we just sandwich polycarbonate between it. You can't tell if you didn't know, in fact, in some of these pictures, it almost looks like there's polycarbonate. There isn't. But Jay, hello. Silverstone Ridge asked the questions about the machete sheaths. We've been talking about that for a while. What else? You know what else is in these survival kits? These really neat. There was a transponder radio with a mirror and stuff. I think it had strobes and everything. These survival goggles are really cool. What else was in here? This looks like some sort of battery cell of some sort. Maybe some dried food. I think this is a desalinator. Probably some sort of water pump. I am not familiar with everything that went into these kits. Obviously, these are water casks. This is probably some medical stuff. Calamine lotion, it looks like in here, probably for cuts and bruises. Really neat stuff that went into, obviously, medications and seasick pills and all the other things winds up in the Apollo survival kit. 2 rucksacks. Here we go. 3 water containers, 1 radio beacon, spare batteries, pairs of sunglasses, desalter chemicals, and a desalter kit, survival lights, a machete, 2 bottles of sunscreen. Okay, there's sunscreen. So 48 hours on land or water. So they had 2 days worth of stuff. And I don't think it would be particularly comfortable 2 days. So again, back to Project Astrovet. We've shown some videos. We have a YouTube channel here. on Astrovet Endeavor. There was an update about a year ago now that actually was over a year ago. This is in September, I think, when this came out, September 28th. So we will be having another update very, very soon. I've been over there several times. It just hasn't, there hasn't been enough to discuss yet. There's a lot of other things in front of this project at County that they are doing the best they can. And there's really no rush. This should be done right. We're waiting for original date coded parts and stuff to come in. So there's really no need to rush any of this stuff. It's really the pace that we're going is correct for what we're doing. Again, we're not painting it, so that's something that doesn't take it won't take as long. But this is one of those things that it's really very doing it meticulously, finding the right parts, finding the exact date coded stuff for things that have been changed on the car is super important. Even the springs, even the rubber grommets, even the, having it done absolutely correctly is what we want it to be. It needs to be as close to a time capsule as possible. And the paint certainly is there. The interior is there, but we need to make sure that that we do the wiring, the everything, carburetor, the spark plugs. It's going to be as though it were 1971 underneath the original body and paint. Some Shelby updates. Our historic racing gear is still available. We have everything in stock. A couple of sizes of the white jackets are out, but all of the team shirts and navy blue jackets. Let's see what we have here. Helmets. We just saw Chuck Cantwell, who the designer of the GT350. That's what this helmet is sitting on top of. And in fact, let's see. Let me show you the pictures from the event the other day. Here, we were, no, don't need to log into, well, anyway, we saw Chuck with, this is the original Daytona Coupe. Oh, yes. Yeah, so a few months ago, we saw Jim Lovell in Chicago. He's doing well. American Optical, who's also just outside of Chicago, they wanted to present him with a pair of sunglasses. So we were very happy to give him a pair of sunglasses. And recently, apparently he had cataract surgery and they corrected his eyes. His eyes are back to 2020 without needing glasses again. So it's one of those things really neat. He is wearing the same pair of sunglasses as he did. There's this amazingly cool photo of Jim Lovell on Apollo 8. Here. Wearing his leather jacket. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time. And he's wearing the sunglasses here. Of course, this is Bill Anders wearing his sunglasses. And we remade this jacket for Jim and gave it to him. And that's just one of those cool things that he's wearing his GMT Master. He still has that. Oh, wow. You can actually see the loom. I've never noticed that before. You can see the loom, the tritium loom actually illuminated in this photo in the shadow of his arm there. That's really neat. But we recreated this jacket. The original jacket is sitting in a museum in Milwaukee, actually. This is in a airport museum in the airport. Yeah. I've never seen this picture before. Anyway, it was really nice to see Captain Lovell. He's doing well. Let's put this on. We'll do some repping of Apollo 15 here. Actually, keep going with Jim Lovell. The Naval Academy, every year the Naval Academy still publishes what they call the Lucky Bag. This is an original 1952 edition of the Lucky Bag. Beautiful leather bound. These are all available. You can get originals. This is an original. You can get them on eBay, and they go back very far. I don't know when they started doing it, but I have editions of the Lucky Bag going back to the turn of the century. I'm a naval history guy, and I took the Apollo 15 hat off because those guys all went to West Point. So Jim Lovell was class of 1952, and I do have his. I think it's marked here. I do have his page marked. Where is he? A, B, C, A, K. I thought I did. Oh, you know what? Ross Perot is here. I think that's I forgot he was same class of Ed Givens, who also became an astronaut. He's here. I had him here. A, B, C, D, L. Well, anyway, this was his year. I can't seem to find. I can't seem to find his 6th Battalion. In any case, in the Lucky Bag, it's really neat. They have, for each graduate's portrait, they have a little sentence that was written by their classmates, and usually they're pretty funny. Okay, L. Oh, here we are. James Arthur Lovell from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Right here. Jim tried 2 years in the Air Cadet program at the University of Wisconsin, where he was a member of the Alpha Phi Omega fraternity but he gave up the soft life to enter Navy Tech. Jim had a ball and chain even before coming to Navy, but she did not prevent him from cutting short his second-class summer leave to sail to Bermuda. He gained quite a reputation on summer cruise by working various deals through the influence of his Speed Graphic, which is a camera. When accused of being a slash, Jim always declared, "I'm just trying to keep my head above water." After graduation, it will probably be the Wild Blue Yonder via Pensacola for Jim, again being a pilot. As an officer, his easy manner and will to make good should carry him far. Class of 1952. So cool. And he's still with us, the oldest living astronaut in the world. And the Lovell family is incredibly lovely. All right. And I think that's about it for everybody. I hope you all had a good time. Have a good evening. And hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that your holiday season coming up is also enjoyable. And yeah, I think it's great that we can all connect and that everybody has somewhere to go or someone to talk to. And I hope to join you guys again very soon. So good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of this month, which will be over in just a few minutes here on the East Coast, and probably over already for those of you overseas. A few more hours left in the rest of the country, but December should be a nice month moving forward. Stay warm, stay healthy. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.